Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. I was gonna go ahead today and do another vid on person-centered planning, but checking my Facebook today, and one of the advocacy groups and support groups I'm a part of, there was a parent on there who was asking what kind of recourse she has due to the fact that her school was denying her child recently diagnosed on the spectrum outside of school sources as being on having autism. Well, I'm sure a lot of parents have that. There are many of us with autism whom on the outside, unless you did a little bit of digging, I don't want to say it's hard to notice, that's kind of ableist, and I'd rather not go there. It's just a lot of people are blinded by those of us who are verbal and get those high test scores and are really intelligent until about around the time we start hitting high school is usually when the difficulties start becoming more glaringly obvious. That being stated, parents, I have good news for you. If you are in the situation like the parent I am assisting now, you do have redress if a school refuses evaluation and they tell you it's based on the fact that they do not believe there's any evidence that your child has a disability, particularly if you do have that in writing diagnosis. It's called the IDEA law, also known as Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. In the IDEA regulations, it states, and I have it right here, and by the way, my reference is understood.org, that a child may still be eligible for services even if they have passing test scores and they're passing their classes. So, what does this mean for you when you get that first rejection? There's a few courses of actions that you have available to you. One of them on there that I do recommend, and this was actually brought up by another parent, is by the Disability Bill of Rights, you do have a right to appeal that decision and bring in an advocate. One of the best places I would suggest you get in contact with is the Centers for Independent Living. They're all over the United States, and they do have advocates that are especially dedicated to special education law and the IDEA. In fact, they give tons of classes on it. So I definitely recommend going ahead and get in contact with them and bring them in on this. Get them coming with you and speaking to the school as well. Now, if you confront them with the IDEA and the advocate, and they are still persisting in denying your child's right in regards to getting an evaluation, in regards to reasonable accommodations and IEP, you also have a right to appeal that via a law. Get a hold of a special education lawyer, because due to the fact that your child does have a legal diagnosis, your school is legally bound, whether or not the child is getting high test scores, to evaluate that child and determine the special needs so that they can receive the best supports possible to receive the best education possible. So, go ahead and do a little bit of homework. I want you to look at the IEDEA law. Again, that is Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. I do recommend going to that website, understood.org. Also, look up Center for Independent Living in your local area. I would go ahead and give them a call. Just have a meeting with them, see what they recommend, see what they have to say, and just kind of keep your ear to the ground for any special education lawyers in your area. Your school does not have the right to deny your child their right to an education that is catering to their needs just because they get the high test scores. Alright, folks, so I'm going to be back here probably in the next few minutes on a completely different subject. You have a good one. Bye-bye.